Hi everyone, it's Betsy. I'm sharing another album with you today that I made, but this album is much larger than my usual ones. This is actually my first 12 by 12 photo album. I just wanted to make a large album so that, number one, I could take advantage of the new beautiful papers by Graphics 45. It's a collection that's called Love Notes, and it combines love quotes and music quotes, and it's just a beautiful collection. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Graphic 45 line, but they're probably, excuse me, my favorite, or at least one of my very favorite companies that makes decorative papers. And so I really wanted to show off these papers, and I wanted to have the option of being able to print out a photograph that was 8 by 10. And you know, if you have a small album, you can't use those. So that's why I was motivated to make this particular size. As you can tell, I used the Graphic 45 paper that was also on my Alice photo album. And that was a mini album that I had bought already pre-made, and all I had to do was decorate it. Well, they don't make larger ones like that already pre-made, at least not, you know, covered with that particular paper. So I decided to make my own album and just buy the roll of paper that Graphic 45 puts out and cover the album myself. And that's what I did. I put it together with chipboard, and there's lots of tutorials on YouTube. If you're interested in making your own album, just look up tutorials for making a photo album, and you'll find lots of those available. And that's how I learned. I just, you know, followed along on a YouTube tutorial for a mini album, and whatever you learn, usually the basics, you can just apply to any size album you want to make. So let's get started here. I'm going to flip my screen around and come around to this side so you can see it. I just collaged some of the cards from the collection. I bought separately the ephemera, I always say that word wrong, ephemera pack, and also the chipboard pack that you can get along with the papers. And I just made a little collage on the front, and also used the Graphic 45 paper roses. I thought they were so pretty. And I had this little sparkly heart in my stash, and I just added that as well. And the spine is just the paper again, and so is the back. And it's just a nice big sturdy album. And I had a lot of fun making this. So you can see that I just used the entire 12 by 12 sheet on each page. And if I didn't use them on the page, I used them on the side pockets, which I have on every page of the book. And I made photo mats. And these will hold 8 by 10 photos, or it could be divided up into 2 4 by 6s or 3 by 5s, whatever. So actually photos could be put on each side. I'll probably just use one side. So they fit inside the side pockets, and I used the papers from the collection for those. On this page, I just made some little corner pockets at the bottom, and these were in the paper collection, and I matted them so that I could put a photo on the back and use this to describe the photo or do a little journaling. And you can see the pages, the pictures and the designs are just so pretty. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. And here's another bigger photo mat. And I just bordered it with some pretty red velvet paper and then the black. And it just tucks in behind there. I used some pretty little white heart lace that I had. And I used a few stickers up here. You see those? Whoops. And everything coordinates. That's why I love these collections, because all the papers just coordinate so beautifully. So here I just have this clipped onto this page. And you can see all the pretty instruments here. In between each page I put a fabric ribbon that I just tore, and it's just a fun way to pick up the colors if you find a nice coordinating ribbon. Easy to do and just makes it a little prettier there. This is just another envelope paper that I made using the papers, and I made a pocket, and this little file folder was actually a pattern that was on the back of the front cover of the collection. You just cut it out and glue it together, or you don't even have to glue it together, but I did because inside I put a whole bunch of little odds and ends of cards and tags that I didn't use. So just extras in there. And this says, "You are my symphony." This would be a beautiful gift too to make for someone, especially around Valentine's Day. Sorry I didn't get it done by then, but it could really be used any time of the year. And again, I made here just some more photo mats. And this is a belly band that I have held down by a magnet. And underneath of here, I put another little magnet, and I made a little envelope. It says love notes. And inside you could put a tiny little love note. So that just holds on there. Some more mats. And this is just a little tuck place I put on with a Velcro piece to hold that down so it doesn't fall out. And here again on this side, it's another pull-out mat. Nice and big for lots and lots of photos, all of these mats. And you can just, use them any way you want when they're that big. And just another big 12 by 12 sheet. I added a sticker here at the bottom. And over here I made a tri-fold pocket. So all of these mats just slide in. There's one up here also that's under here. I won't pull it all out though. It's just another big mat in here and some smaller ones here. This is a chipboard piece. And again, another big pocket. And the matching photo mat. This side, I made a belly band using some matching red ribbon that I had. So this just slides in and out here. And that was from the collection. This could be cut out if you wanted to use them, or it could just be another photo mat. This could also be used for photos. Lots of options. Over here I made 2 waterfalls, and if you're not familiar with those, they just lift up. I have a little magnet here that holds this belly band down to keep them flat. Lifts up, and then you have all of these little flaps for small photos. And all of those designs were from the collection. Sorry about the dog snoring again. As usual, if you watch my photos, you're familiar with that sound. If not, you'll always hear it in the background of my videos, I'm afraid. So there you go. And then I put some filigree brass corners on that page. And inside of this pocket, another coordinating photo mat. Okay, on this page, I just used a plain red paper that matched the red in all of the pages and added some of these little sticker borders. And this is a, I don't know what you would call it. It's a flap, what? I don't know. It's full of flaps. Here's a flap. Could put a photo under there. And this opens up, and another belly band with more photo mats. Oh, now my birds. Can you hear my birds, my parakeets? They hear me talking and they have to talk too. And this is another flap, goes down. So another pretty paper and another place for photo. And then on this side, this is the last page. I made just a big pocket at the bottom. And this again, I used this, I believe this was from the cover because it's a thicker material. And inside the pocket, I just put a bunch of, another little pocket with another little pocket and little places for journaling, writing about the person you're giving it to, or I'm not sure what I'll do, but there's a chance I might sell it in my Etsy shop. I'm not sure yet. You know, these albums, they take a lot of time. At least for me, they do. I'm rather slow, and it takes me at least 2 weeks to make an album like this. I'm sure there are people that can do it much faster and get their money's worth out of selling them, but you know, I don't know how much I would even charge for something like this, and that's the problem. So my intention was not to make it to sell, but just to share and to give you ideas if you have any interest. This is a chipboard butterfly that I added up here, and I added this charm here. It's a brass charm that says how beautiful life is when you are in the world, and a little chipboard charm that says my love. And that's it. So that is my book, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and maybe you'll get some ideas and make one of your own. I do have an Etsy shop if you would like to take a look and see what I do make and sell in there. I make a lot of cards. I think a lot of you know that I have Cavalier King Charles Spaniels, and I make a lot of cards about them, featuring them. But I also make a lot of other mixed media things. I think of myself as a mixed media artist because I like to play with all kinds of media. I don't like to make just one thing. I just enjoy so many things, but I mainly enjoy working with papers and lace and flowers. It just brings me great joy. So thanks so much for watching, and do some art today. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.